We are the restaurant brokers, and we sell restaurants.
We started the nation's largest restaurant brokerage firm over a decade ago.
Atlanta, Georgia was our starting point, but our brand is spreading nationwide. We define restaurant brokerage and help buyers just like these.
Our dream, our goal, open up a restaurant, loving life, serving people breakfast and lunch, and then enjoying the rest of the day with them and ourselves.
Buying an existing restaurant, leasing a closed restaurant space, or purchasing a restaurant franchise. We help buyers satisfy their appetite for acquisition.
I'm part of a husband and wife team with this fella.
Working with my wife has been a lot of fun. The ultimate goal for everybody here is to make this work. And because we have different strengths, we bring different angles to the deal.
The process begins with our powerhouse website, WeSellRestaurants.com, where buyers sign online confidentiality agreements and browse restaurants for sale.
Then we send buyers undercover to check out a restaurant and decide if it's the right one for them.
Buyers get our proprietary business analysis tool with all the financial details on the business for sale.
After studying the restaurant inside and out, it's back to our office.
We are deal makers. We write contracts and negotiate terms for buyers and sellers. That's why we sell more restaurants than any other firm in the nation. We are the restaurant brokers. Our name says it all. You're back on the air with the Restaurant Brokers. Remember, you can find us online at WeSellRestaurants.com. Take a quick moment, like us on Facebook. We're at Facebook.com/WeSellRestaurants. You can follow us on Twitter. We're at Sell Restaurants. And, of course, we're on LinkedIn as well. We Sell Restaurants is your industry authority and source for information. And we are the Restaurant Brokers. Today, we are talking to some fabulous chefs who have shown us a little bit of their walk on the wild side or extreme side. What do you think, Eric?
Absolutely. And, I think extreme can take a lot of different meanings. It could be the food. It could be, like Kristi talked about, cooking on top of a mountain at the same time cooking lakeside and different things like that. And, when I think of extreme sometimes, too, I think of a fellow named Gordon Ramsay. I think he is extreme in the kitchen himself. He is just an extreme personality. So I'd like to ask our guests today about, what would be some of your maybe kitchen pet peeve or things like that would be interesting to you. Kristi, you want to start us over?
My pet peeves. Well, honestly, I am one of those individuals where I like to run my kitchen as a business. So, yeah, pet peeves would be people not showing up for work on time or not being able to execute properly. Every plate comes through my hands before it goes out to the dining room. So, a plate not coming up consistently that I have to send it back. I'm very detail-oriented, and so that would probably be my thing.
That is a fabulous answer, and it is so exciting to us because we're on the business side of things as restaurant brokers to see so many talented chefs really talking about the business side of the equation and the fact that you're really focusing on that. And I have to tell you, I'm sure that investors are thrilled to hear those words as well. So, Mark, what about you? You're able to actually see your guests up front and personal as you're serving dishes. Are you the same way? Is your kitchen all about the business, or what's your pet peeve?
Honestly, one of my biggest pet peeves has to be organization, or the lack thereof, I should say. If there's something, if the cutting board is not the right way, if it's the wrong cutting board, if people just aren't working neatly around me, it drives me crazy, because if you're working messy, it's going to continue on a snowball, and it's going to throw the whole night off.
Yeah, so, you work messy, you're going to serve messy plates,
stuff like that really bothers me. Now, oddly enough, at the farm, I don't run into that often, because it actually is myself doing the whole dinner. So there's one chef doing the whole meal from start to finish, from prep time in the morning until that night. So I don't have a whole lot of people around me to actually get in my way and mess me up. So it works out very great there.
I love that. I think that chefs, some of the most talented chefs, they really are control freaks, and maybe to Eric's point, Gordon Ramsay takes it to an extreme.
I'm like that at home. It's like if the refrigerator's not in the order I like it, it drives me nuts. And my family will attest to that.
Come on, you all know we are all OCD. We are definitely in that mode where we have to be in charge, and we're adrenaline junkies, because that 7:30 rush or right before your meal's going to go out, there's all that adrenaline going through you. Those are the things that we live for.
I think you're so right, guys. I mean, part of it in the industry, the hours, the lifestyle of it makes you extreme. You have to be somewhat extreme and to be passionate about the industry, because if you're not, you're not going to be successful because the long hours or all the challenges that you have every day will just make you throw the towel very quickly. So I think being extreme and it's being in this business is extreme.
Wait, you guys don't work 16-hour days like we do? That's not common?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to chime in on that. The extremeness that I bill myself as is just where my day starts at 5:30 in the morning. And I'm going from a healthcare setting at a hospital, running a crew, strict diet orders and stuff like that, going into a farm market after that, totally different worlds.
Right.
So I am a true Gemini. I am a Gemini, and I work that way, and that's the lifestyle I lead with, from one extreme business to the next in the same realm, I should say. I have healthcare to fine dining, and I am that way. I live that life.
And this show is all about extreme cooking and experiences, and it would be remiss if we did not ask each of you to tell us what is the most extreme thing you have ever undertaken as a meal. And it can either be a set of circumstances, a set of protein uses, or something just unusual. Kristi, I'll start with you. What's the most extreme thing you've ever had to prepare?
I actually would have to say it was probably my final round on the show, simply because after a long day of filming, you're mentally exhausted, you're physically exhausted. I just got out of the swimming pool. I was soaking wet and shivering, and I didn't have any tools other than a nail kit. And also my flame was a sterno with like a chicken wire over top of it with a makeshift saute pan. And
okay, you had me at the nail kit. That's pretty darn extreme. What did you make?
Well, the whole concept was that you had to make one bite that was worth $10,000, and that's what ultimately what you would win. So, but what made it even worse is that the ingredients that we got, or I should say more extreme, the ingredients we got was a kid's bag lunch. So I had everything from a ham sandwich to string cheese to raisins and, oh my goodness, carrots. So to find a dish that was worth $10,000 that was one bite only, and using those circumstances after a very long day, that probably was one of my most challenging moments.
Okay, Mark, you got it. Let's hear you top that.
Well, I'm going to be honest, I probably can't top that one, but my extreme moments, I'm going to say, I'm not going to specify one specific food ingredient, but what it is for me is like when I go in one morning where I had to prepare a farm-to-fork meal, and I had to go out to the chicken coop and get the eggs from the chickens, go from there, walk another 50 yards out to go cut strawberries out for the berry brulee, and then in turn walk another 75 yards out to the other end of the field to go cut my own asparagus. Now I'm coming back in and I'm making my own ice cream. I'm making my own berries for the berry brulee, the asparagus for the risotto dish I'm going to prepare, and making sure that the chickens are fed, the cows are fed, the horses are okay. That's the extreme to me because I'm, growing up, I'm a city boy, and when I work in the healthcare, I'm in the city. I'm going from city to country life, so I have to total changeover, going from feeding patients to going into
feeding
chickens.
No, you think you're a one-man stuff for the entire food chain. I mean, this is amazing. It is.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not the only one taking care of the animal. I mean, there's everybody on the farm is doing everything. But when I get in the meal, I want to get in it all 100% and get in my hands dirty and get in there and produce it.
Yeah, there's no Cisco food truck stopping by the farm, basically.
No, not at all. Absolutely not.
Well, I think you both have got some amazing experiences behind you, and obviously adoring fans for each of you, either at the West Shore Cafe for Kristi or at Cecil Creek Farm. We appreciate you joining us today as we have been talking about extreme cuisine. Remember, we sell restaurants. We're the industry leader in restaurants for sale, franchise restaurant resales, and site location for the food service industry. We are franchising our concept nationwide. You can learn more online at WeSellRestaurants.com. That's WESELL, restaurants with an S.com.